You're listening to the Here for the Clout podcast. Here are your hosts, Sherilyn Dale and Cece Suarez. Yeah, baby.
Bippity boppity. Hello and welcome back to the Here for the Clout podcast. That's not how we start this podcast. And take two. How do we start this podcast?
Okay, wait. I was like, isn't that how we start it? What are you talking about? Welcome back.
Hello, Clout Queens, Kings, and in-betweens. Welcome back to the Here for the Clout podcast. I am one of your hosts, Chelsea Suarez, also known lovingly as Cece Suarez. And this tantalizing tadpole is Sherilyn Dale.
Hello. I am I feel like a tantalizing tadpole.
Yeah, you died.
I don't know what that means, but it feels like it.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of like murky. Like murky, but like trying your best.
Trying my best and can't wait to become that toad. That's what I'm excited for. Wait, tadpoles are also toads, right?
Toads and frogs, babe.
Yeah, and
Toads
frogs.
and frogs.
Okay, great. Yeah. I'm aspiring to be a frog. That's like how I hope it will turn out. I think it's like when like caterpillars go in their cocoon and they're like, God damn it, I hope I'm not a moth. And then they come out a moth.
Moths go into cocoons. Butterflies go into chrysalises. Welcome back to Science Hour with Cher and Cece. Are you ready?
Okay. So okay. So
and then
we're back on the tadpole train.
Frogs are like this. And then toads are like this.
Underneath.
Isn't
like
that
bulldogs. That's actually adorable.
Isn't that such a good representation?
No, that was, babe. That was like bang on because I was like, yes, they are under and they're stuck. They're like little bulldogs, right? Like they're like the frumpy ones and not like they're not agile. They can't be like going out and doing like a bunch of tricks because they're going to get IBDD or whatever they get with their backs because they got to be babied. The little French bulldogs.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some type of weird disease that toads get. Okay. So I'd be like, what the?
You're okay, like, how do you know about that?
Yeah, right. I was gonna be like, toad expert over here. So we have confirmed then that Vino and Gravy Boat, that's his government name, that Gravy have the same thing. Yeah. It's so sad.
It's so sad. Like right now, it's just like making him as comfortable as ever. And he was trying to participate in the Survivor Games on Saturday, and I was like, it was breaking my heart out because I was like, you need to settle down. There was like one where it was like a water relay, and he was going back and forth with the sponge.
Girl.
I can't. And I was like, stop running. You're gonna die.
That's like Gravy. He gets so excited about anything, but whenever we're at my sister's house at the pool, he's always like running around and like and he loves being so much. Yeah. And then he just, and it's like, Wavington.
I'm like, yeah, go in your bed, lay down and live forever.
Yeah, just don't move. Like Wiggum.
Yeah,
Take
don't
one
move.
Out of Wiggum's book.
I just want him in like one of those like bubble things. I think that would probably be the best thing for him is if we just put him in like a big bubble wrap and then he could
like a hamster ball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he could feel like he's participating, but really he's limited to like jumping. Like he won't be able to do that and stuff. But anyways, how are you guys doing? How are you doing, babe?
Yeah, no, I'm doing. This is all a facade. I'm so tired. I'm quite tired. But was so excited to be able to work today. We gave Xochitl Wednesday off because we went to the Jelly Roll Post Malone concert.
Mm-hmm.
And they only played for about 45 minutes.
Oh no! Right,
because there was rain and lightning and all that. So
yeah,
we shout out to Bunny XO and Jay for giving us tickets. They were amazing tickets. The thing is, though, is that it started downpouring right when we got in there.
Yeah,
and so we didn't even get to go to our seats. So we were sitting like in like the covered area, you know, where all like the concession and stuff is.
Right.
And yeah, we saw one of Tony's like childhood friends and his wife, and so we talked to them for a little bit. Another one of his everyone was there. Another one of his childhood friends was there, so we talked to her for a little bit. She works there, got us free parking. Shout out Lindsay Brinson, appreciate you. She looks so cute with her little earpiece and her little polo is so cute. She's fully an adult. I don't know why I'm acting like she's like 12. She's still 12 in my eyes. But yeah, so fun. The lightning was insane. So, I mean, it was fun to just be with Tony and like not have our kid with us, but
Yeah.
to like watch the lightning and all that and just like the people watching. A lot of very interesting demographic they've got there, but
Mm-hmm.
it was yeah, I mean it was nice. And then we were like, okay, so let's look at the radar, let's look at the weather. They're probably not going to go on until 11 and like they have to stop playing by like midnight.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, they played for about 45 minutes and Tony was like, "Should we just go back to your mom's house because that's where we dropped off Bean and then went." I was like, "Yeah, I guess. I mean, if not, then we're not going to get home until like 2 a.m. and I can't do that."
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we
So you
didn't
got
even
to
get to
see a
see
little
them.
bit? Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like,
No, because
what was
we
it
would
at
have
least
been
good?
waiting like 4 more hours.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right. Right.
our friends told us that that's what happened. And the tickets did get used though,
Mm-hmm.
because our friend Scooter and his wife, we told them, we were like, "Hey, since you have like nosebleeds, come meet us like right over here and we'll just give you our tickets."
Yeah.
So the tickets got used and they had such a great time. And it was nice to
I
be
love
able to
that.
like gift those to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had a great time though,
I love that. And
just
that's
together.
part of it, right? It's like that's where it gets cheesy, but it's like, like it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's who you're with. Cuz you can't like put all the expectation on like the event or whatever. Like it's got to be like with
Yeah.
who you're surrounding it with or like who you're surrounded with so that you just already know you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a bad time at a concert or an event for sure. And then I've had a great time at like the shittiest of concerts. I mean, if you think about it, when we were at the Sabrina Carpenter concert, it was really the Jessica Urban concert with
With the
Sabrina
featuring
doing
Sabrina
backup
and
vocals.
the other girl.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no. No, that was so good. I want to go again. I keep seeing
I
like
know
more clips because she's just like still going and now she's releasing even more music. You know who's not releasing more music?
Justin Bieber. I see you already have looked at the Google Doc I sent you for this episode. So today we're doing a hot topics episode, but before we do that, we got yelled at by a few
Oh,
people for not doing comment call out and
you
they
know what?
feel
That's so,
neglected.
yeah, you know what? I'm so sorry. That is really fair, actually. That is so fair.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. I'm very sorry that we're not dressed up in cosplay today, you guys.
I love that people appreciated that.
I have one. Barbie No Strint 11 said, "Ladies, this is my first out Pride. I'm so excited. Happy Pride, everyone." And to that, I say, "Hi, gay."
I love that.
We love that for you. So
Mm,
happy that you shared that with us and you know that you're here and that you're gay. Because you're gay. Be gay.
You're gay. Be gay. Be gay. Be gay.
Be gay. Okay,
So
mine
proud
is
of you.
really important because this is actually something that I did want to like when I was thinking back on it, like actually like want to clarify and touch on a little bit more in the episode. It's from Lucky Bella Rose, and it says, "I think it's also a good thing to point out that some trans people don't feel the need to get surgeries like bottom surgery. They can exist as trans people without feeling a need to fully transition or not get gender dysphoria from the body parts they have." Then also they mention here like sometimes it's a financial thing. Trans people are still valid if they can't or don't want to get all the surgeries and hormones and stuff. And yes, that like I thought about that later. I'm like, that is so true.
Yeah.
Because actually like the majority of like the trans people that I know in my life actually, yeah, haven't done bottom surgery. You would never know like looking at them. And that's a preference, a personal choice. So because they don't want to risk, they do not want to risk like not having like the same sensation and functions and stuff like that. Like there's a lot to consider.
Mhm.
And then of course there's also like the financial risk, but I think like just that surgery in itself it's very, very dangerous. And if you are able to like not have that like gender dysphoria, like but by still having certain parts, that's like probably ideal because then that's like one less risk. Like you're already going through so freaking much, but your body's going through so much in general. So to do that, yeah, I think, yeah, it's obviously a preference and it doesn't invalidate anybody. So I'm glad that that was mentioned because It is very common. And I think that's a misconception that people think like, oh, like if you haven't done everything, then you aren't. And it's like, no, like that's
completely. And I think that was brought up because we brought up the aspect of the conversation that has been said a bit, that it's like, okay, are you, and I never want to be like, oh, are you really trans? Because that conversation, girl, that's tired and boring. Let's stop. Yeah. But it's the conversation of like, because I've seen it a lot with the Latino, is like, is this a fetish, or like, are you trans? And I think I think that aspect of the conversation is like crazy, obviously, but you start seeing stuff and you're like, wait a minute, like, I don't, what? I'm confused.
Yeah.
But just things that I had to stop eating my beef stick while we're talking about this. I was like, it's probably not. We're talking about what is it? Phalloplasty. Anyways, I'm going to have one of my favorite, I know I say constantly where I'm going to have them linked down below, but I'm obsessed with Dr. Charlie Adams. Y'all know about him? No. He's amazing. No. He's a trans proud med on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure he's on TikTok too, but he is amazing and I love him, and I actually might be in love with him. So take that, Charlie.
And
what
so
about
does
that,
he
doctor? What do you think?
Does he do content where like explaining a lot of those things and like actually like giving, I don't know, like educational, insightful content? Okay, yeah, I love that, because I think that that's where we need to like push some things up, because there are so many questions, and it's okay to have questions. If you don't understand, it's totally okay. It's just not like to be like transphobic or judgy or just, like it's, I've always found like if you have compassion and like genuine questions of just like wanting to educate yourself, anybody will talk to you about it in anything in life, not just like specifically like if we're talking, but like if we're talking about like transgender. If you talk to a trans person, they will, and you're respectful and kind and want to genuinely learn, they are okay with not teaching you, but like sharing their experience usually. And I think that that's a very blanket statement, because everybody's experience is different. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to bring up that comment, because again, it's literally individual. You don't know who, why, what, where, when, about like financial or just preference of why some people will decide to do one surgery and maybe not the other. Like, we don't know. And at the end of the day, I don't care, as long as you're happy and you're not harming anybody or yourself. Okay? Okay.
Oh, a girl, that goes for everybody, right? Yeah, I don't care what you're into, what you do, what you feel like, who you are, where you're going. Yeah. I don't care, babe. As long as you are happy and healthy and not hurting yourself or anyone else, go off, queen. I'll support it.
Amen.
Yes, that's a slay. Anyways, like I said, Charlie Adams, I love you so much. But you know what I don't love so much? How many times are we going to try to transition into this topic? What a good pun. Okay, during Pride Month. Okay, so let's go into our hot topics for today. We got quite a few. So do you want to start with J Beebs, or do you want to go to Alix Earle?
J Beebs.
That's valid. So with Justin Bieber, I think it's important to understand, like, yes, surface level, it's like, hey, babe, what are you doing? Go seek a therapist and stop doing drugs. But then also it's like, okay, we don't actually know what's going on in his life, right? Because if you think too much about it, it's actually super depressing.
Yeah.
However, it's interesting because it's like, think about it if Britney had social media at the time that like she was crashing out the first time.
Yeah.
When it was like the beginning of it, right? That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But Justin Bieber, a few months ago, I kind of wanted to go in like chronological order, but a few months ago, he had posted, he's been doing this for like six months to like a year almost now, but he posted to his Instagram something like, I don't even want to say like therapeutic, but like kind of venting, but it's like always cryptic, because it's like, hey buddy, we don't know, how about some like normalized context? Okay. I want names. I want places.
Yeah, and I feel like he should know that, like, with like the level of fame that he has, and like having seen like what fans, like what fans will do, and even just people who are like curious, like what they'll take a narrative and run with it, and that ends up doing like so much more harm than good at the end of the day. I get like if you want to like keep privacy, but then it's like, well, then don't post and allow people to speculate, because then you're just going to have them pointing like 12,000 different fingers at different people and coming up with conspiracies on their own.
And let's be honest, the narrative is, oh, you posted this, you hate your wife. So
Yeah. Or you love Selena. Like, it's like, it literally goes back.
both, yeah. So he posted this onto his Instagram story and said, people told me my whole life, wow, Justin, you deserve that. And I personally have always felt unworthy. That's very sad. Like I was a fraud. Like when people told me I deserved something, it made me feel sneaky like, damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am, they wouldn't be saying this. I say all this to say, if you feel sneaky, welcome to the club. What is this language? I definitely feel unequipped and unqualified most days. And it's like, okay, buddy. Cool.
They
He's
look
just like us.
Are these lyrics? Is he pulling a page out of Stephen Baldwin's book and
I
then
swear
making
to God, I hope not.
people crash, like think he's crashing out, and then really it's to promote a podcast? Like, is this to promote a new song?
I mean, it's a prolonged, like he's playing the long game, if so, because he's been doing this. I'll
Yeah.
get to my theory a little bit later
Okay.
on. But
Okay.
he also posted this on Instagram 2 weeks ago. So kind of, just building I don't know what word I'm trying to think of. Anyways, he said, telling other humans they deserve something, back on the deserve train. He's working this out in therapy, apparently,
Yeah.
is like raising someone else's kids. Who are you to tell someone what someone should or shouldn't have? The audacity. That's not your place. God decides what we deserve.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no, just
Yeah. And then people are taking like these videos of him interacting with paparazzi as like, oh, see, he's like crashing out, blah, 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 and like having a mental breakdown. And it's like, that's where I just like hard stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, if people were following you around, like it's so disorienting with all the flashes and everything. And like, they don't, most of the time, especially in the US, it's not just like quietly taking your picture. They want to get a reaction out of you and they will yell the most obscene shit at you.
Yeah, and that's what you don't see. I think in his most recent one that I saw like over the weekend, that's what he even says to them. He's like, you don't like you post when I've lost it. Like you don't post everything that you've told me. Did you not?
Yeah.
I don't even know what he was giving as specifics, but he's basically saying that like you want a reaction, you get it. Like what is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's this one. It's from the Faux Moi Reddit page. It says Justin Bieber begging the paparazzi to leave him alone is heartbreaking. It's fine when celebrities call the paparazzi on themselves, but this unsolicited harassment needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a bunch of people with iPhones, and it's like
that is so.
remember when there's one person with I guess most of they have those like dual things.
Oh yeah,
where they have,
yes, right.
like I was about to say, like, how come people like don't like paparazzi's really changed
I love
their
the
ways.
paparazzi that's filming the paparazzi. Like I love how it's like the footage is being like
Inception.
the paparazzi like it's in the back to like get everything to be like this is what's happening and like exposing it all.
Yeah. Well, so this is even a different angle than one of the ones that went like more viral, where he's like, you're not clocking it, or like you're not getting it or whatever.
I'm a dad, I'm a husband. You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
We're on the sidewalk,
I don't give a f if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach. You're gonna take this video out of context. You're gonna say I'm mad. I don't know who the f paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the f***ing one. Okay? Stop provoking me and I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man.
All right.
So don't f***ing do this to me, okay?
All right, cool.
I'm not to be f***ed with. I don't know who's paying you to f*** with me or provoke me, but I'm not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk. I don't care what kind of dirty work, what kind of nasty you're getting paid in the background to provoke me, bro, but I'm not the f***ing one. I'm really not the one. I don't care that you're on the sidewalk, bro. Clearly you're here for an alternate agenda. Why would you want to be here to provoke me like this?
You're not provoking, Justin.
This isn't love, bro. This is weird, bro. Y'all are on some real weird shit.
And it's just so interesting because it's like, yeah, like this is crazy.
It
That's
is.
like, really think about it. Like, and people can say all day long, like, oh, well, they signed up for it. No, they didn't.
Actually, he didn't. Let's be fair. He was wanting to, you know, like perform and be a star like at a young age on YouTube. Like it's his mom who like definitely like pursued this for him, and I get it. Like the excitement, kids don't know what they're coming into. Every single day, Oriana's like, "Mom, like I want a YouTube channel. Mom, when can we do a YouTube channel? I want a YouTube channel." And I'm like, I understand that you want one, Oriana, but like I want you to make that decision when you're a little bit older and able to understand, you know, like kind of, it's not just about like making one and, you know, playing your online games and stuff like that. It opens up, you know, like a lot of things that you're not ready for right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like very upset with it. So I get it in the sense that kids like think that they know what they want. And I don't think that Justin's mom initially like had like any like horrible intentions. You know, she wants her kid to succeed. She sees that he's got a talent. She wants to show the world, and yeah, great. But yeah, you don't sign up for this. This is not something that you consider.
Mm-mm.
Especially at how young he was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's still going. And those paparazzis know damn well why it's still going. It's going because he is crashing out online. It's going because they are seeing this and they're not doing it to be like, hey, like, do you got new music? What's going on? How's the baby? How's Haley? It's like you want to see him in like a vulnerable state so you can sell it and make money.
Yeah, for more money. Ugh, it's like when that paparazzi who was in one of those Britney documentaries. It's the one that she like went after with the umbrella. The way he was talking about it and he's the one who like got that picture or whatever. Like the way he was talking about it in the documentary was just, pardon my language, gross, man. Like it was nasty, and it's like you're nasty not in terms of like, you know, like vulgar or anything, but it was like so desensitized and so like you're
it was
like you know her.
Yeah,
like,
got it. You know, like,
you don't know. This is at someone else's expense. That's disgusting. I hate that so much. And it's like you could make that argument for like commentary channels and stuff like that too, but it's like no. These are like famous people and like their mental health and stuff like that. Like that's obviously different, you know?
Don't know it. Yep. Sorry, I never get a call that comes through when we're filming, and all of a sudden it just tried to kick me out of everything. Sorry, babe, you were making a great point and I ruined. Well, I didn't ruin it. Someone else.
No, because they don't see this part.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if y'all have any suggestions for a new set for us, please let us know in the comments below. We would love to have your input, and if you are on,
I love the vibe you're going with.
I know, me too, but like, hey, if they want to add some suggestions.
Oh, okay.
Stupid bitch.
Do we have
Sorry.
Do we have any graphic designers in the comments? Do you want to?
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be way easier because we'll pay you.
Yeah, if you are, please email here for the clout at, is it Gmail?
That's not our email address. Here for the Clout podcast at gmail.com.
That's it.
Yeah, the other one was not available. Anyways, so there's that. And then over the weekend, he posted as a stagnant post.
I saw that this morning.
That's aggressive.
That is like, that's on the feed.
Yeah. That's weird. So he posted these, and there's lots of speculation of who it's with, but
see, that's again like I saw the comments too. It's like, Justin, we need context. We need
exactly
to know.
Like post the name, buddy. Tag them. You're being unhinged. Tag them.
Yeah.
So this multi-slide post is a text conversation between him and, we'll get to that in a minute, but it starts out with him saying, "I will never suppress my emotions for someone. Conflict is part of relationship. If you don't like my anger, you don't like me. My anger is a response to pain I've been through. Asking a traumatized person to not be traumatized is simply mean." And the person said, "I'm not used to someone lashing out at me. It's not that I don't see and feel your anger." And he said, "Ouch. This friendship is officially over. I will never accept a man calling my anger lashing out. I enjoyed our short-lived friendship. I wasn't kidding when I told you I didn't need you as a friend. I have good friends who will respect these boundaries. I thought you were a..." Which also, that's not an insult. the vagina is literally brings in life and can withstand quite literally being ripped open to create said life. And it's a portal for creation. So stop using it as an insult, you dumb bitch. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Anyways, which is why I always kept my distance, but I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit.
The benefit. He's Italian, apparently.
Benefit.
The benefit. This confirms you were the pussy I always thought you were. Then, this emoji. I'll show him. Please leave me alone now. And the person said, I'm a pussy. And Justin finished it with blocking you now.
Fuck's sakes. Like you said, the fact that this is just like on the feed.
It's so crazy to put that on. Like, he just does not give a
He does not give a He's like, I don't. You, first of all, for something to go on the feed, you really have to feel like you're doing something with it. I'm like, what he said there, I'm like, Justin, I don't think that whatever you think in your head is what you thought the response was going to be.
You know, I think that can be said for literally everything he puts on social media.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah. And someone said he seems like a manipulative, abusive piece of shit. The bad stuff that happened to me.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to be as horrible to others as I want. How awful. Good luck with that wife and child. And a lot of people are saying there was another one. Your trauma is not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
I love that. That's something that, like, when that clicked with me years ago, because baby, this be a journey. That was like such a turning point for me in my life. Like, when it was like, you didn't ask for things to happen to you. It's okay to like feel those emotions and like feel angry and like want to lash out, but like with your, like almost like within yourself, or like appropriately, like with a therapist. But that's no one else's problem. Like, you, if you're still doing that, you need to work that through, and that is your responsibility. Sadly, like, no one asks to be in that position, and it sucks. But it's no different than like somebody getting in a car accident that's not their fault, or like breaking their leg and it's not their fault, and then you having to do like rehabilitation like for your body to support it, to get it back healthy and better. And that's like kind of the way that I saw it. And once that clicked, where it was like, I don't get an excuse. I don't, at the end of the day, and not to like sound harsh, because of course like people that we love in our lives like care about us, but it's like, it's not their job to like care and deal with your too.
They got their
like
own.
Now we've all got our own shit going on. It's not about you. It's not about the things that have happened to you. And that doesn't take away from any of that, or like your feelings, you know, being not valid. It's just, it's not an excuse to treat others poorly. That just shows like, you know, there's still a lot of healing to do, and that's okay.
Well, he shared it on his story. He went back to his story. And he said, "Quit asking me if I'm okay. Quit doing."
Justin.
Cool, Justin. Like, how about you evaluate why so many people are asking if you're okay? Quit asking me how I'm doing.
And he put that above the text.
Yep. Quit asking me how I'm doing. I don't do that to you. Maybe you should. Quit being concerned about me. I'm not concerned about you.
Yeah.
Because I know how life is for all of us. It's hard, says the millionaire. Let's encourage, it bothers me that there's two S's there. Let's encourage our people not project our insecurities onto one another. Let's encourage our people not to project our insecurities onto one another. Your concern doesn't come off as care. It's just oppressive, weirdo.
That is so, like, is he, okay, well, first of all, I have a lot of questions. Is he talking about, like, the fans that are speculating in the comments? Is that what he's talking? Because then why the text that you had posted is, like, that's behind it? Or is he talking about that person? And again, the projection of the insecurities, baby boy, is that to you? Because this person was just being like, You popped off on me.
I wonder what they said to set him off.
Exactly.
And I think I mean, obviously purposely didn't post that, but it's just really interesting that he's saying this type of stuff and he's like, stop asking me, blah, 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 and all that. And it's like, buddy, and I never want to come off as like, you're famous, deal with it privately.
Mm-hmm.
However, to a certain degree, when you are when you are a certain level of famous, you publicizing and making this public makes it worse for you due to the public speculation and people involving themselves and talking about it and all that and all these opinions and everything. And it's like, bud, wouldn't it just be better for your mental health if you didn't make this public and maybe, hey, just dealt with it internally, but then also like with a real therapist?
Yeah, and then it goes back to even, again, he didn't ask for any of it, and it doesn't excuse any of the behavior, but when he is doing this type of stuff, it does, like, attract more of that negativity. It attracts, like, the paparazzi that are constantly following you because they want something, right? So, yeah, of course, everybody should be able to, like, tell their story and post what they want if that's what they feel that they do, but it's very obvious at this point that the type of content that has been posted lately, it is concerning for people, and it's easier said than done if you just keep doing that to be like, don't ask me how I'm doing. Well, don't post concerning Justin.
But do you know what he says to people who say that? Another Instagram story. So, okay. So he said, it's not funny. Share. Anyways, so I'm just bullying you this episode. Watch all the comments saying that we hate each other again.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdos. Y'all should have seen how happy my face when she opened up the FaceTime call. I just got straight chin of hers, and then I was just so excited to see this bit. I was so excited. That's what happens when she doesn't talk to me for one day. Anyways, so he said, people keep telling me to heal. Don't you think if I could have fixed myself, I would have already?
Aww.
I know I'm broken. I know I have anger issues. I tried to do the work my whole life to be like the people who told me I needed to be fixed like them. And it just keeps making me more tired and more angry. The harder I try to grow, the more focused on myself I am. Jesus, let's not involve him, Justin. Jesus is the only person who keeps me wanting to make my life about others. Because honestly, I'm exhausted with thinking about myself lately, aren't you? That is so depressing. And also, not to be like, your kid should be the only reason you want to be a better person, but like, does he know he has a kid?
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I'm concerned. Yeah, that's also like a whole other concerning aspect to it.
It's
and that kind of like makes me sad, like to see the text of whoever that was he was talking to, the way that he was speaking, and then like even saying this, like admitting this, like, I know, like, I'm angry and I do this. And it does make me feel like for Hailey Bieber, because she's also dealing with like so many different directions of like hate. There's still like the Selena stands for like after all of these years. Then there's the like Justin hates you aspect and like constantly telling her that. Then she's got her dad crashing out as well. Like I really feel for her because I can only imagine what she deals with behind closed doors if this is how he's like speaking to somebody who's like relatively like sounds like new friend, and she's been in the like peak of this aspect of his life for so long, like longer than they've seems to be like good healthy part of their relationship.
Well, have you seen like he was in the studio once and she just like, I'm sure they have like a home studio or something, but all she did was like walk by and it like interrupted him kind of. And listen, I get when you're like in the fucking zone and something like interrupts your flow. It can be kind of infuriating. Like there are times when I'm trying to film a video and I know I only have like 30 minutes left to be able to film. And Tony will come in my office and like ask me a question. And I'm just like, I'll turn around in my chair and just be like, yes. And he'll just stare at me and be like, want to try that again? And every time I'm like, want to not come in here?
Yeah.
Like, stop. You're interrupting me. Cause then like,
Then you have
It's
to get
the
back into the
aut-
zone. It is. Yeah,
the
no, I get it
autismo of
too.
it.
For me, it's the ADHD, which like can kind
Yeah.
of like moonlight a little bit with those types of things of getting
Yeah.
triggered over something that you know is like really not
Yeah.
that deep, but it is because it takes so long to like mentally focus and get there. Like
Yeah.
it's not just like turning on the camera and being on and like like there's a flow, there's your there's so many aspects to consider. And yeah, one little thing, it can be totally fine one day, but it can like really set you off the next.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll play it for y'all, but if I can find it. But there's a video of her just like walking by, and he just like he acts as if
Really,
she
that's so sad.
like as if she walked into that sound booth and took a on the floor.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like took the mic and like sang a verse. I'm like that. I would have loved. Really, I haven't seen that. That makes me
It's
so sad.
so sad.
Hands are
No. You just look like a playground? Does this look like a playground to you?
This is a studio workplace, and you're disrupting me. That is not cool. With that outfit on, I put that in my Cosmo Fashion app and get a B-.
And
So
at the end of the day,
sad.
it's like Justin. You know, he's saying to this person like, "I don't need you." Y'all know that Hailey Bieber, like, didn't she just become a billionaire or something like that?
Well, the headline's misleading. Obviously, there are investors. She doesn't own Road Beauty 100%.
Mhm.
And it's not. It wasn't $1 billion. It was like 700 million or 800 million, and then like 200 million in stocks, and then 200 in like other options. And obviously, like I said, she owns like 50 to 70% of it. And so,
Amazing.
yeah, so like investors have to get, but yes, she's set. She's fine.
Yeah. So like, I think that's another thing that people need to consider is like also like she also doesn't need him. Like, so that's something to consider like about like her heart, like and her intentions.
Well, apparently, word on the street is that they did not sign a prenup.
Okay, so he's gonna be the one coming out on top at the end. Which plot twist? Everyone used to think it was the other way around.
Yeah, which sounds like we got another Kim and Kanye situation.
Oh
our hands.
no!
Yeah,
Didn't even think
that's-
about it like that.
Well, I mean, think about it. When they started dating, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, she's such a gold digger," blah blah blah. And then he spiraled, went bankrupt, and then she got him out of that, and now she's a billionaire. And
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, he's still doing quite well for himself, but also look at him
Mm-hmm.
selling swastika shirts. Like, what the?
Yeah. Yeah.
And meanwhile, she just graduated from law school. So
Yes.
finally, after 7 years,
Yeah.
part-time. I'm not saying 7 years like it took too long. I could not imagine having 4 children, running multiple businesses, and having the show, and doing all these collabs, and being in law school. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Jeez Louise. No, yeah. I'm already like I'm kind of sweating just thinking about it.
I can hardly deal with just my own YouTube channel. Try that, and then 2 podcasts on top of it, and being a parent. What are we doing with our lives? I don't know. I'm scared. So one thing that does make me a little bit happy is that people have been posting this that we're going to talk about and saying, you know, damn well Hailey was waiting for her moment, and we're so proud of her. So people are cheering on Hailey right now for once in her life because, okay, so on Mother's Day, Justin had posted like
Yes.
some weird.
We talked about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like posting like unflattering photos of Hailey, and then
Yeah.
even like on his story it was like Mother's Day like socks or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, it was like the little note that you can have like above your
Yeah.
story or whatever, and it said, "Love you moms, but Mother's Day sucks ass." And because he posted just literally like pictures of him looking high as, and then like kind of promoting and tagging his like what's it called, Skylark,
Yeah,
his brand.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Chip Skylark. My
Who's
shiny
that?
teeth that twinkle, dun, da, 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 da.
Shiny teeth and me.
My shiny teeth and me, shiny teeth, shiny
I'm
teeth.
like I'm like mine are like full of coffee right now. I'm like, let's not sing about trying to. What is that, babe?
She doesn't know.
I don't. Who is it? What is it?
Fired from the cinematic masterpiece that is the Fairly Odd Parents. The
Okay.
the like pop star in it is Chip Skylark, and he is voiced by the lovable Chris Kirkpatrick from the.
Chris Kirkpatrick of the one who started NSYNC. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Thank you. Yeah, so he has a song about teeth and my shiny teeth and me, shiny teeth,
Okay, I gotta.
my shiny teeth that twinkle.
I tried to watch the
da, da,
revamp with Reverie the other day, and it wasn't hitting the same.
Yeah.
They're too 3D for me.
I don't like it. It's
Yeah,
like
okay.
that one time when Timmy Turner did a crossover with Jimmy Neutron. And Timmy Turner looked so scary in 3D.
With who?
Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, yeah.
They like hopped over into each other's worlds and like
I love when they cross things, though. They used to do that way more back in the day, and I loved it.
Eddie, the Burbacks, Eddie Burback, he has a channel with his brother. They just did a like super long commentary video, like their video essay, I guess is what you could call it, about like Infamous or, you know, all the best like crossover media basically. And that was one thing that they talked about. We'll have a link down below. I'm going to forget, but I'll try to remember. No, I won't. Y'all will tell me. So yeah, it's really a really good video. I'm almost done with it.
Yeah,
However,
I love that. Anyways, keep going. Yes.
Shiny Teeth and Me, that's where we were.
Mhm.
And so also, I don't know if I can trust a man with a nose stud. Irrelevant though. So he posted a like Father's Day post like about himself and it said, "I'm a dad. That's not to be forked with." And Haley commented and said, "Father's Day sucks ass."
I love her. I love it.
I love her.
This is what we need. Yes.
Yeah. But
This
then
is how
again,
you
it's
combat
like,
that, right?
is he gonna get it? Is
Oh,
he
I
okay?
think he will. See, this is where I kind of keep going. I'm like, are we getting the attention? I don't know, because this has been going on for too long. So like, I don't know. There could be some form of like, yeah, marketing and stuff like that in this. But he said that, and then he was getting trolled about it all weekend because he said that to the paparazzi. He was like, "I'm a grown ass man. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm not to be with." So that's kind of funny that he said that yesterday. Like, I'm a dad that's not to be
Oh,
with.
I like that.
I'm a real dad, a real husband, a real man.
All right.
So don't do this to me, okay?
All right, cool.
I'm not to be with. I don't know who's paying you to with me or provoke me, but I'm not the one.
Right? And so then for her to say that as well, like Father's Day sex, it's like a double play on kind of like, yeah, because he's been getting ripped apart for like being like, I'm a grown ass man, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm not to be with. And then everybody was commenting on like photos of his being like, this is a grown ass man that's not to be with. This looks like the face of someone who's not to be with. And so
love it.
that's his post. Like, that's actually pretty funny.
I do love that.
Right? And then
That makes
her
me
doubling
happy.
down, that's even better. That's like a double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope it takes a turn for the better. However,
I do
might
too.
not. So people are saying that he has talked about like being in therapy and how he's like seeing a therapist, but a lot of people have said like, okay, well, it's a church related one, like like the one that the like girl defined girls go to, and it's like,
Oh.
is this
Oh.
actually a therapist? Yeah. So someone on Reddit said, "Can he please delete Instagram and phone a non-church affiliated therapist?" And someone said this exactly. "It's clear from all the lingo he's spouting that he's seeing some kind of therapist, but an appropriately trained non-religious one who's not just going to tell the big celebrity what they want to hear. Clearly not." And someone said, which is worrying because speaking from experience, bad therapy can be 100% worse than no therapy at all. And
Agreed, because it can be like the brainwashing, right? Like, and if you're constantly like, if you're already in a vulnerable state mentally, and then somebody's pushing like that like religious rhetoric on you, and again, this is like, you can still like believe in God and like be Catholic or be Christian and not have it like consume your life. I'm not saying that like all religious and like is like awful and dangerous, but like, yes, when you do see certain things, you notice like a pattern from people who have been like really like harmed in a church.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's almost like a spiritual psychosis, right? Like, so if you're already in a vulnerable space mentally, and this is what you're being like fed and reassured, you're not going to get better. That shit's going to spiral.
Yeah. And I think that with the like the social media of it all and him putting it all out there and people being worried for him because it's like, well, yeah, this is what we're seeing because this is what you're putting out there. I think that's, a recipe for disaster. But then also on top of that, I mean, I think what he's going through, which we don't know what he's going through, but what we see that is happening, what we're speculating, I think it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because I mean, I'd be spiraling too if I was exploited so hard by the people who were supposed to protect you. And even his dad came into his life when he was like already famous, but still a minor. And only when like his kid could afford to like pay for him and support him financially, which is so fucked up. I don't think you should ever, like, that's such a crazy position to put your kids in. And even more so than that, like then attempting to find like comfort or solace or guidance in a religion or like a spiritual leader or something, but then also having them, manipulate the shit out of you too for their own financial and personal gain too. Being surrounded by yes men, obviously, at this stage in his life, I think, but then more so than that, have like, if you want to like revisit trauma or like realize trauma you've never even had, have a kid, man, because that rocks your world. And obviously you can go through trauma without having a kid. We've all been there. But
but it's crazy
that
like how much like suppressed things come up. Like crazy. I've never experienced anything like that until like being pregnant with Haley and like being like I just, oh my God, like too many moments of like just being like knocked on my ass.
Yeah. And I have like, after you have the kid and dealing with like your own family dynamics of like your nuclear family, but then also realizing like, oh, I don't want to parent my kid how I was parented, or like having clarity about like other family dynamics of like your in-laws and your own parents and your own siblings and stuff. And it's like, it's crazy. So if he had like a crazy childhood, which arguably he did, and relationships like that with people who should have protected him, then yeah, I mean, of course he's going to have a lot of trauma and stuff be unearthed when he becomes a parent. It's very sad.
That's actually a really good point.
I hope and wish and pray the best for him, and that he is nice to his wife and his kid, and that he takes care of himself.
That last post gives me hope. It gives me hope. I do love that. But yeah, constantly like just like wishing for the best for him. Every time I see something uploaded, I'm like, Justin. And I'm hoping that I always just keep thinking, I'm like, I hope it's the new music. Because in my mind, that's when I'm like, I don't know if it's just like the delusions where I'm like, he's fine. No. Yeah, we need to get in there. Haley, let's be friends.
Totally. That's not delusional at all. You know who is delusional?
Apparently Alix Earle.
Alix Earle. Alix Earle is one of the most, stay with me, one of the most crusty, generic white bitches on the planet that is rich, reeks of privilege, and got famous for being pretty. Shall we?
I would agree. Yes, we shall, though.
Listen, do I know her? No. Oh, wait, no, that's not our podcast. We don't have to say if we know them. Have I ever watched her content? Kinda, not really. It's kind of been forced upon me, and I don't really.
Shows up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to see it. Do I have anything like against her? Why am I trying to justify if I don't like her or do like her? I don't care about her. But she does not care for immigrants, apparently. And doesn't like all the negativity on her feed. So,
wait, what?
So let's open up this and watch this video that she posted that has now been deleted.
A late night thought. It might be a little controversial. I probably won't post this. But I'm like scrolling my For You page right now. Everyone's mad. Sabrina Carpenter this, that. And then I just see about a million other things, a million other people. Like, are we not a little miserable as a society? Like, our generation? Like, can we just have some fun? Why are we making everything a problem all the time? Like, I understand, like, it's fun and we give our opinions and our takes and whatever. But I feel like it's gotten to a point where it's like, we can't enjoy anything because everything is, like, so miserable. Like, maybe it's not that deep. Maybe. Who gives a fuck? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm, like, a screw loose in the head. But, like, I think we would all be happier if we just all collectively stopped caring so much.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
That is... Okay, that is so... Like, tone deaf is not even the word.
Yeah, because we could approach this from two different angles of, like, is she, like, kind of... Is she talking about, like, like the negativity, like is it like about protests and ICE and all and like Trump and all that? Could be. I mean, that's on everyone's For You page, right?
We're also on the brink of like World War III right now. We are also, you know, like seeing, you know, like the Palestinians basically going through a genocide right now. Like, what are you talking about? And I hear, okay, I don't want to say like the same thing.
Sherilyn, it's negative.
That's the thing. I was like, and I don't want to get us canceled or anything like that, because there is a point where I try my best to like, I know I'm not equipped enough to like talk about things. I do try to show my support in ways that I can.
Yeah.
I also know that like people don't come here for like education on a lot of things, and we say that a lot. Like I can hardly educate on like things in my own damn life, like make sense of stuff. I still can have like a feeling and like heart and compassion, and would never, just because I'm not educated enough to like sit down and like do the whiteboard and talk about like, hey, this is what's going on, this is why I feel this way, this is why this is wrong. You still have a heart. So the audacity to get online and be like, there's so much negativity. Well, yeah, like then don't fucking say anything.
Yeah. It's easy to sit here as white women who live in, who live in the US. She don't live here. Still, though, that live in some parts of Americas, to sit here and be like, listen, I'm going to disassociate. And I'm very honest about that. I disassociate girls as much as I can, because as influencers, we are online a lot more than we would like to be. But listen, if I don't disassociate, I will be extremely depressed. I won't be able to work. I won't be able to show up for my family and do what I need to do for my kid. I won't be able to function if I let it consume me. And if I think about it too much, it will consume me, everything going on in the world, right? And so people saying things like, you need to speak up about this more, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to put the same energy with this. And it's like, hey, no, like you don't see my private life. I do certain things in my private life that you don't know about, that yes, I do have conversations. I try to educate people as much as I can. I try to use my privilege. I do use my privilege for good, but people don't see that. And sure, we are using our platforms to do as much good as we can and share things on social media. Absolutely. But we're not going to sit here and talk about it, because that's not what our content is.
I like that you said something about like even like the crashing on the disassociation, because I was thinking about that this morning, because I was like, I was getting there. Like it will overcome my life. And you know, like maybe that's like, yeah, like the ADHD, I have like OCD, not in like the terms of cleanliness. It's like the over hyperfixation obsession, and then letting that like repeat and spiral and like crash out. So I have to be so aware of certain things, like you said, like for my own well-being. And that does not mean that I don't care. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that, because it's not that you don't care. It's just that, you know, like your mental capacity and like you like being able to live and show up for yourself and your family and your loved ones like will be affected if.
Yeah. And I mean,
and I don't say that like to be like to talk about it. I'm literally saying that in like terms of us like doing an episode on what was going, you know, like on what is happening. It's like, no, like that's why I'll try to like share and repost things like from other people who actually knowing and is educated. No, I don't even want to say educated, but who can break it down and make you understand and give resources of where to go, because like I know that I'm not the right person for that. I know that there are other people for that, but that doesn't mean that I don't care. And there's also the aspect of like when you're, I don't know, like the type of content that we do, it's not like an escape to pretend like nothing's happening, but I even look for that. Like I look for like when I'm like really like this morning when I was getting ready, like really overwhelmed, I'm like, okay, I need to like shut the fuck up, or like just turn my brain off right now, because I'm going to break down, I'm going to crash out. And I go for like a comfort, and that's like you or Justin and Lily, and like seeing if you guys posted something. And I know that I'm so lucky that like we have that, like we do that for other people, because I know how much that means like for me when I just need to like take a second and recenter, and not because I'm not going to do anything like I just know I need to get in a better state mentally, and then that will make me like like more equipped to like be able to see something later and share something really important.
I think so there's like that aspect of this situation, but then it's also like you could argue like, oh, well, she even said, like, she mentioned Sabrina Carpenter. So is she talking about how how people are like losing their f***ing minds over her like album art and her like promotional material around her album Man's Best Friend? And it's like, you could argue that, but then also it's like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't know how you could post that and have it be so vague. And maybe it's just that we are like over explainers. And if I was going to post something like she just did, I would have explained and not just assumed. Yeah. I mean, I guess she's a TikToker, so that makes sense now, I guess, because context is never given in TikToks. But then with us, we're YouTubers, so we over explain shit. That's why, no offense to us, but we suck ass at TikTok. But like, it's just so interesting because it's like, okay, well, she didn't give context, but then people wouldn't be maybe super pissed off at her if she would have just explained and been like, do you people not understand? Like, I even saw the whole discourse about the Sabrina Carpenter stuff, and it's like, you people are idiots. Like, do you not understand? Like, it's Sabrina Carpenter. Like, it's satire.
It's satire, and it's also like the Easter eggs, right? Like she does the same thing as like Taylor Swift, right?
Yes.
Which I love. Like it is like she's been dropping things since like the freaking Espresso music video that like is all tying in, right? Like you gotta, if you're a fan of her, you gotta know better like than her just like, like sending us all back like generations. Like there's
it's
rhyme
so
and
dumb.
reason to I know there's rhyme and reason to it. That's how I take it too. And I get it, like if that's what she was talking about, but like you said, you need to give a little bit of context. Why are you saying like a million different? That is so, especially this week. I felt like this weekend was really, really heavy, really heavy. Yeah, and that is, it's just like there's a time and place. This weekend just was not it.
At my birthday dinner.
At my birthday dinner. It's. Yeah, I feel, I don't know, that really pissed me off. And as somebody who also like I said, as somebody who knows my place, can try to do what I can, I would never, like that's beyond. That is yet, yeah. I don't understand how you could be that tone deaf. But I feel like she's always been very out of touch. She acts like she's
a rich white girl who went to Bama. Wait, did she go to Bama or Georgia? I don't know. She's a rich white sorority girl. Of course she's out of touch.
Yeah, everyone kind of goes, oh, like she really popped off because like she's so relatable, and she would be like hungover and like looking like a hot mess, and like had like like her birthday dress with the barf on it like a year later in her closet. Yeah, that's disgusting. It's like when has she ever looked like hungover? First of all, like you said, it's the pretty privilege, and that is why like she's gone viral. Yes, she's like been open about things that a lot of us struggle with, and like great, but
not that like rich people don't have problems, and not that like
no
white people don't have problems. Sure,
no,
duh, yeah, but like she's doing just fine. Did we ever find out why Alex Cooper? And by the way, there are two different people, Alex Cooper and Alix Earle. My brain was just like, wait, are they? Have we seen them in the same room? Who knows? So do we know why, or did we ever know why Alex Cooper was like, nope, you're done with the Unwell Network? Alix Earle, no?
I don't know, but I feel like we should know. Let's just try to see if like we can figure out a
Can
quick
you ask
answer,
a robot?
I'm really I'm actually really interested in now why. I don't think it's ever come out. I think the only thing I've really seen is Alix was talking about something in an interview where she said that there was like, I think like wanting to go different directions. So it was like, I think again, I think it was a very vague.
Why did Alix Earle leave Alex Cooper's podcast network?
Oh, she's saying reportedly dropped by Alex Cooper's Unwell Network. She has subsequently taken a hiatus from podcasting, citing a need to focus on her YouTube channel. While there are rumors of a feud, both have denied this. The network gave her intellectual property rights of her show. The decision to part ways is believed to be a strategic business move, allowing Earle to pursue new opportunities. So yeah.
I think from what I could tell as well, though, it seemed like, no offense to Alix Earle, but it also kind of seems like she possibly didn't realize like how much, like when you're signed
Work.
with a network, yeah, when you're signed with a network like that, you have a certain amount of episodes that you have to release.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, you in trouble. Oh my
Yeah.
God, the canceled podcast is ending.
I saw that. You know what? I think it's time. I think it was time. I think this tour did a number on them, to be honest. You definitely saw
Yeah.
like you felt the shift, and as much as like there's like the parasocialness of it, like people feel things, right? And I think Tana's like finally like I don't, and actually that makes me really sad that it is, because I think that Brooke has always like been more on her healing journey, and so that makes me sad because she was willing to like just like be there. Well, of course she would be. It's like that Tana was benefiting her like financially like with that business venture, so of course she's like willing to show up. But she was like kind of already in a different trajectory of her life, and then now like it's kind of sad to see that Tana's been there and, you know, like really maturing and growing. But it's like, but now like you guys could like try to like maybe not canceled, but I'd love to like see different, I don't know, more of like this switch in them. And I get what she's saying. She's like, I have like different goals in my life now. I don't like always like showing up like every week, and they do talk about that, like how much work it is to like do their episode every week and commit to the contract that they had. But she's like, but even like talking about like pop culture stuff and like getting dragged into things, and I get it. I can sympathize with that.
That aspect, I completely understand that. There are people who are saying like they should try to get a real job, and it's like, first of all, it is a real job. If it pays your bills, it's a real job, and it sure does pay their bills. But also they mean like traditional jobs, 9 to 5s, okay, but that's not the case here.
No,
And
that'll never happen with them.
No, and they are privileged enough, and we're talking about privilege a lot, that they don't have to do that. But also, like, yeah, I don't know. It bothers me so much when people are like, they should try to do this. Well, that's not the reality, Betsy. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not what's happening here, and I don't think people understand the capacity of like the toll it really does take on your mental health of being on that podcast and having so much thrown at you. Like the people telling you to go kill yourself every single episode or every single week is that would not be worth it to me.
No. So that's why I'm sad like about their like duo. I hope both of them, like, I hope even if it's like they kind of go off and like do their own thing and then be able to do like some crossover, like special guest stuff. I love it because I do love their dynamic together. I think that they obviously like bring a lot to like a lot like for their fan base. When I think about it like that, kind of going back to like the comfort of just like needing to be like, I need to like recenter and I just need like my comfort, and you're looking forward to something every week. I feel really bad for like people who have like, so I hope that I've never been like that with their podcast, but like I said, like with you, I always look forward to whatever you're gonna do. I'll just listen to it every week. Same with Jesse and Lily, and it's just like those voices, like your guys' voices that just like recenter. So that makes me really sad for people. But so that's why I hope that they do some. I think that they have a lot to bring for podcasting.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'd love to see them like either do their own thing and like reunite sometimes, like whatever capacity that looks like, or.
Well, I'm sure they'll have like Tana will have Brooke on the Not Love Line podcast that she has with Trisha, and people were saying like, oh well, how is the Not Love Line one gonna continue if Tana says she doesn't want to sit down every week? But in my head, I'm just like, do y'all not understand that with theirs, like with Not Love Line, they don't have to film every week. They like. Trisha has said multiple times that they will film a month's worth of content in a day. So realistically, if Tana wanted to move to Hawaii, I just said it the wrong way. Sorry, Hawaii with
Makawa.
Yeah, I almost called him
so
McCullough. Whiteified his name. Yeah, if she wanted to move, she could, and then just come back to LA like once a month. I mean, that's what Bretman Rock does, not once a month, but Bretman, I'm pretty sure, does that. He comes in, goes back, and plays with his chickens in his big-ass house.
I love that. That is like literally goals. I love
The
that.
dream.
Yeah, you don't want somebody to like hold on and continue doing something that like doesn't fulfill them or like make them happy or like grow in their life. And she's obviously been on like a big healing journey in her life and such a turning point like of maturing.
Yeah.
And I think that's exciting for her to like, when your podcast is called like canceled, and then like that's kind of like the bar of expectation of like what you're bringing every episode, and like just like kind of constantly getting dragged into drama and cancellation and stuff. I get it, man. I'd love to like tune into like an episode like a week of her or however like whatever her mental state can handle on the beach, you know, like hearing the waves and her just talking shit about like what she did with Makoa or like who or herself and things that she's learned. I think that's really important and even like beneficial for a lot of her listeners who have followed her since she's been so young, gone through all of the like episodes in life, and to see this, right, and look up to her and I don't know, kind of be inspired.
There's a generation of people who have been raised by Tana Mojo. That's terrifying.
Really, there has been.
That's really scary.
It is. It's
yeah.
really scary.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was raised by Trisha. It was more like babysat occasionally by Trisha. Yeah, that's why I did so much cocaine when I was younger. Anyways, just kidding.
Welcome back to your new hosts of the Cancel Podcast.
Oh my God, it's us. Yeah, move over, bitches. It's time for the feral mommies to take over. Also, keep in mind, we are going to have with literally anything influencer. I think I'm done. Influencery. It's not even a word that we talk about. We're going to be biased because we live it. You know? Yeah. Brooke said that one of her videos that she did where she like linked something on TikTok Shop, or like she did like an affiliate link for, that she made $4,000 in 1 month off of it. And she posted it a year ago. And like last month it got like $4,000 from it. And I was just sitting there hyperventilating.
And I'm just crying in Canadian because we get it from TikTok. That's why it's so hard to be motivated on TikTok. Not that I like going there because it's like one of those things where you just kind of like forget about it. You're just like, oh, but I should put like more time and effort for.
Yeah, we should, but we don't, and we're not gonna.
Yeah. I'm almost 100% positive we don't have like TikTok Shop in Canada. Somebody in Canada, please tell me if we do, but I'm pretty sure we don't even.
Do you know how many followers we have on the Here for the Clout podcast TikTok page?
Like 300.
You got that right.
Really?
About. It's
Perfect.
pretty abysmal. So if you want to go follow us over there, please do. Thanks. Appreciate you.
There's so much to catch up with and do.
I hate it.
Try being an influencer for a day.
Try being an influencer for a day.
Okay, I gotta go.
One last thing. I need Michaela Neguera to hire a stylist because
A what?
A stylist. If I have to see her in one more hideous outfit, I'm going to end my own life.
What did she wear? What did she do?
She
I just
looks
always
like-
think of her being in jeans and like a bodysuit. That's not the vibe?
Girl,
She
was like on a panel or some type of speaking arrangement thing, and she looks like a fucking Hillary Clinton up there from the 90s.
Oh, no.
In like a boxy big button set.
Oh, no,
She looks
Michaela.
like a meteorologist. This one weather lady that I hate. Tony knows. If I ever see her on TV, he's like, "There's that bitch you hate," and I'm like, "I hate that woman." She wears the worst. Oh my God, the worst.
It's just the outfit. It's the outfits.
It's the outfits, the outdated hair, the permanent makeup eyeliner that's like at least half a centimeter lower.
Oh no, we do have one. We do have one local as well. I don't hate her, but I'll be like, I want to call her and be like, kind of like the same thing. The stylist. I'm like, has anybody tried to give like insight? Like you're on television. You're giving. She's also the meteorologist, but like has like the Christina Aguilera like black streaks with like the bleach blonde hair and the heavy makeup. And I'm like, are we going out after this?
I think she is. Yeah,
are there
she said,
25-cent drafts?
babies. Let's
yeah,
go.
like what era are we in? Do you know that we're in 25 and not
Well,
2005 anymore?
girl, then there's this one, Veronica Cintron, whatever her name is. She doesn't work for Bay News 9 anymore or whatever affiliate she worked for. Now she got picked up by like a big one. I love that so much. I told her at a charity event once that I have a crush on her and that I'm in love with her. And she said, "Oh my God, I love you." And I said, "You don't even know me, but that's sweet." I blacked out. I don't know it. I don't know what happened.
So she has a stylist then? We like her style?
No, I think she's just beautiful and has fashion sense.
Okay,
Most
okay.
of the ones that like are like locally like affiliate or like whatever, even if they're like signed to a big syndicate, like syndicate doesn't sound right. Either way, I don't know, something like that. Syndication, that's what I meant. Yeah. They're doing their own makeup, they're doing their own hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the TikToks like where they're like, "I'm going on in like 30 seconds. Get ready with me."
Girl,
I love those.
So one of our really good friends, Hillary Hunt with Kark in Little Rock, Arkansas. She's amazing. We love her so much. She was one of our bridesmaids in our wedding, and she is 6'5". She's a big bitch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Arguably one of the tallest people I know. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, I want to stand next to her. My sister would probably get along really well and look hot together. My sister's
Well,
like
she's not gay, but
6'1".
I would love for them to look hot together. Hillary would probably love that too. However, she used to do content like that. Now she's in Tampa and she's not working because they just had their second kid, but she's taken a little bit of time off. Yeah, she used to like do content like that. She used to be like, "Okay, I have like 5 minutes to finish getting ready." And I'm like, "Girl, what the fuck?
I love
Put
it.
on that blush. Let's go."
I love it. Yeah.
She's like, "I'm in the back of the van. I'm on
The first
site."
one I ever found was a male, Bob Herzog. I don't know where he's from, but I followed him on Facebook because I would love it. He would do the lives. Do you know what I'm talking about? I love him.
No, but I love that you like, obviously you know his full name, but it's just funny. Like you're his #1 fan.
I am. That was like the first content I saw that was before TikTok. That was on Facebook. And I still like follow him on Facebook whenever like I go in to like stalk somebody that we're researching is really the only time I go onto Facebook.
Same.
And then I'll see like updates from Bob and I'm like, "Oh, Bob." I love when he was just putting his little concealer stick on and getting all ready and he's just so fun and like quick-witted and stuff. Oh yeah, good times.
Oh, God, that's like everyone has their like news dad, right? Like,
He would definitely be it.
yeah, so that's your news dad. My news dad, and everyone else in Florida, ours is Dennis Phillips. That is my dude. Or you might know him if you're in Florida, the one who wears the suspenders. And we'll post a picture of him. He's the only person most people trust for hurricane stuff.
Oh.
And he has, I think it's 8 rules or like Dennis Phillips, like 7 rules of like hurricane season. And he always says, "Remember rule number 7." And people will literally just like say that in the Bay Area or like in Florida and you know what it means. And rule number 7 is you don't freak out until I freak out. And
I think I saw this when everything was going on. I think you told me about him. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And he'll post stuff like people posting or like the National Weather Service posting things about like the hurricane season coming up. He'll repost it and be like, "It's too damn early for this. Stop it. Like, I'm not okay from last time." And like, girl, he stays behind. Like, he'll evacuate his family, but he'll like stay behind and he'll be like in like their office or something.
He was going on the Weather Network too, right? Is that the guy?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And he'll be in like a hoodie. And he'll look like he hasn't slept. And people will send him and like
I'm pretty sure I saw
deliver Dr. Pepper to him because he like loves Dr. Pepper so much.
Stop.
And it's and like,
and so he's local to you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in the Tampa area. He's in Tampa, like South Tampa, I think.
See, Bob's in the States, but our Edmonton one, like the dad that everyone would know, like from Edmonton, would be Gord Steinke. And he retired, like, I think last year or something like that. And again, it was like one of those comfort things where like you have like a little bit of like an existential crisis because I'm like, what do you mean Gord's not going to be on the news every night? Like, what do you mean I'm not going to see him? And then you have to get used to the new people. And it's like, see, I'm starting to get anxiety right now. I can't talk about this type of stuff because now I forgot that he's off the news and I hate my life again.
That's how I feel about Reginald Roundtree. And yes, that's a real name. And yes, Reginald Thickbottom, my character.
Is inspired by?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how closely related they even are though, because Reginald Thickbottom, or also known as Uncle Reggie when he's off the clock, is a white conspiracy theorist. And then Reginald Roundtree is a black man.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
And he left the news?
He left, I think 2 years ago, 2 or
So
3,
hard.
probably 10 years ago, but he had multiple DUIs.
Six.
So maybe him and Uncle Reggie are closer than we think.
Than we thought. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
did
was like
love him
now
a
I'm
lot,
thinking
though.
about, oh my God, now Mike Sobel too. He was like our weather guy. And then he also did Saturday morning cartoons. So like literally when my parents were like, you know, still sleeping, I would be watching like Darkwing Duck and stuff like that. And he would be the one who's like, no, I have to go. I'm not okay
Hey,
today.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing? Are we talking about the news? What's going
Why
on
do you
right
guys
now?
keep coming?
I don't. Why did 20,000 subscribers? How?
I'm
Why are
actually
you
getting
here?
teary-eyed because I miss Mike.
The last
I miss
10
Mike and
minutes?
Gord. Okay, we gotta go. I'm actually getting teary-eyed because I miss them. I haven't thought about them.
You guys, she's getting red. We gotta go. All right, stay feral and delusional, whatever our outro is. I'll take it over from here. Goodbye, we love you. Are you okay?
Well,
We're done.
because I'm
Goodbye, we're done.